The star seed. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a little rabbit named Luna. Unlike the other rabbits, Luna was fascinated by the night sky. Every evening, she would leave her burrow, sit on a soft patch of grass, and gaze up at the twinkling stars, dreaming of distant worlds. "I wish I had my own star," she whispered one night. "I would keep it close, and its light would make everything around me beautiful." Just then, something unusual happened. A bright light streaked across the sky, leaving behind a shimmering trail. It wasn't like an ordinary shooting star. It seemed to slow down as it fell, gently landing somewhere deep in the forest. Luna's heart pounded with excitement. "That must be a star," she thought. Without hesitation, she hopped toward the place where the light had disappeared, weaving through the trees and bushes. At last, she found something resting on a bed of moss, a tiny, glowing object. As she approached, she saw that it was not a star, but a small seed, pulsing with a faint, golden light. "A star seed," she gasped. Carefully, she picked it up and held it in her paws. "If I plant this, maybe it will grow into a real star." The seed is planted. Luna carried the seed back to her burrow, her heart filled with hope. She chose the perfect spot in her small garden, where the moonlight shone the brightest. With gentle paws, she dug a little hole, placed the seed inside, and covered it with soft soil. Then, she gave it a tiny sip of water and whispered, "Dear seed, grow strong and shine like the stars in the sky." Every night, Luna visited the seed. She told it stories, sang lullabies, and watered it with the freshest drops of morning dew. But days passed, and nothing happened. The soil remained still. No tiny sprout appeared. Luna's excitement started to fade. Maybe I didn't plant it deep enough, she wondered. Or maybe it needs something special to grow? Determined not to give up, Luna decided to seek the advice of the wisest creature in the forest, the great owl, Orin. The wise owl's advice. That evening, Luna hopped to the ancient oak tree where Orin lived. The wise owl was perched on a thick branch, his eyes half closed as if he were dreaming. "Wise Orin, I found a star seed and planted it in my garden. I water it every night and tell it stories, but it won't grow. What should I do?" she asked. Orin slowly opened his golden eyes and looked at Luna kindly. "Patience, little one," he said in his deep, calm voice. "Some seeds take time, but more than water and moonlight, this seed needs something very special. It needs love and belief. If you truly believe in your heart that it will grow, then it will." Luna nodded, determined to be patient. From that night on, she continued to care for the seed, not just with water and moonlight, but with love. She sat beside it every evening, telling it about her dreams, her adventures, and the wonders of the stars above. A tiny sprout appears. Then, one morning, something magical happened. Luna woke up and ran to her garden as usual. But this time, she noticed something different. The soil had moved slightly. A tiny green sprout peeked out from the ground. "It's growing," she squealed with delight, hopping in circles. As days passed, the sprout grew taller. Its leaves were unlike any other plant in the forest. At night, they shimmered faintly, as if they held the light of 1,000 tiny stars. "You really are special," Luna whispered to the plant. One evening, she noticed something even more extraordinary. At the center of the plant, a small bud had formed, glowing softly in the moonlight. "A flower is coming," Luna whispered excitedly. The stormy night. But nature had other plans. That night, dark clouds rolled over the forest, and the wind began to howl. Rain poured down in heavy sheets, and the trees swayed violently. Luna's heart raced. "Oh no, my star flower," she cried. She dashed out into the storm and saw her delicate plant struggling against the wind and rain. Its glowing bud shivered under the harsh weather. Without thinking, Luna used large leaves and twigs to build a small shelter around it, protecting it from the storm's fury. Soaked and shivering, Luna stayed beside the plant all night, shielding it with her tiny body. By morning, the storm had passed. The first golden rays of the sun filtered through the trees. Luna slowly opened her eyes and looked at her plant. It was safe. Tears of joy welled up in her eyes. "You made it," she whispered. The blooming star flower. That evening, as the first stars appeared in the sky, something magical happened. A gentle breeze swirled around the plant, and the tiny bud at its center began to open. Slowly, petal by petal, it unfolded into the most beautiful flower Luna had ever seen. But this was no ordinary flower. Its petals glowed with a soft, silver light, and at its heart, a golden star pulsed gently. Luna's garden was bathed in a warm, celestial glow. The trees shimmered, and even the night animals stopped to watch the incredible sight. Just then, a voice, as soft as stardust, echoed from above. "Dear Luna, stars do not only shine in the sky. They also shine in the hearts of those who believe." Luna gasped and looked up. One of the brightest stars in the sky twinkled warmly, as if smiling at her. She placed her paws over her heart and whispered, "Thank you." From that night on, Luna always slept beside her glowing star flower, bathed in its gentle light. And as she closed her eyes each night, she knew one thing for certain: stars don't just belong in the sky. They live in love, patience, and dreams. And so, Luna's star flower continued to shine every night. The end.